In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro delves into the mysterious drone sightings that have been reported across the east coast of the United States, particularly near military bases. Shapiro expresses skepticism about the government's reassurances that these sightings are not a significant concern. He recalls a time when he would have trusted government officials to manage national security effectively, but recent events, such as the Chinese spy balloon incident during President Biden's administration, have led him to question their competence. Shapiro discusses the increasing reports of unidentified drones hovering over residential areas and critical infrastructure, including military facilities. He notes that New York Governor Kathy Hochul has directed state intelligence to investigate these sightings, while Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has called for advanced detection systems to track these drones. Shapiro highlights the challenges of tracking drones, which often blend in with other aerial signals, making it difficult to distinguish them from birds or other aircraft. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, has issued temporary flight restrictions in response to these sightings, and various state governors are taking the matter seriously. Shapiro mentions that drone sightings have been reported in multiple states, including New Jersey, New York, and Virginia, and that some of these drones may be operated by hobbyists. However, he raises concerns about the possibility of foreign drones, particularly from China or Iran, surveilling American military sites. Shapiro shares a personal experience from a ride-along with Border Patrol at the southern border, where he witnessed a drone operated by a drug cartel. This first-hand account reinforces his belief that foreign drones are indeed a reality in the U.S. He expresses frustration with the government's lack of decisive action regarding these drone sightings, particularly the inability to shoot them down without explicit permission from higher authorities. Alejandro Mayorkas, the outgoing Secretary of Homeland Security, has acknowledged the reality of drone sightings, but insists that many reports may be misidentifications of manned aircraft. Shapiro is unconvinced by this explanation, arguing that the government has not taken sufficient measures to address the issue. He criticizes Mayorkas for claiming that additional authority is needed to incapacitate drones, suggesting that this is a sign of cowardice rather than a legitimate bureaucratic hurdle. Shapiro also points out that the media's portrayal of these drone sightings has been inconsistent, with some reports suggesting that the drones exhibit sophisticated maneuvering that could indicate military capabilities. He speculates that these drones could be testing U.S. defense systems, raising alarms about national security. Transitioning to the political landscape, Shapiro discusses former President Trump's recent activities, including his attendance at the Army-Navy game, alongside notable figures like Daniel Penny, who was acquitted in a high-profile case. Shapiro praises Penny as a hero for defending others, contrasting him with individuals who have committed acts of violence for political reasons. Shapiro notes that Trump's approval ratings are high, and even some Democrats are acknowledging his momentum. He highlights a significant settlement involving ABC News, which paid $15 million to Trump's presidential foundation due to defamation claims made during an interview. This settlement, according to Shapiro, reflects the media's fear of Trump's potential legal victories. The podcast also touches on the recent shooting of a United Healthcare CEO, Luigi Maggione, which has sparked discussions about healthcare in America. Shapiro condemns the notion that violence can be justified as a means to raise awareness about healthcare issues. He criticizes public figures who attempt to link the shooting to broader systemic problems, arguing that such rhetoric only serves to incentivize further violence. Shapiro emphasizes that while there are legitimate concerns about the healthcare system, attributing blame to insurance companies or advocating for violence is misguided. He points out that many Americans are satisfied with their healthcare coverage, contradicting the narrative pushed by some media outlets and politicians. Shapiro concludes the episode by discussing the cultural disconnect between the political elite and the general public. He cites examples of public figures, such as Caitlin Clark, who acknowledge their privilege while failing to understand the broader implications of their statements. Shapiro argues that this disconnect is evident in various societal issues, including healthcare and race relations. He critiques the tendency of some politicians to exploit social issues for political gain, warning that such actions can lead to dangerous consequences. Shapiro calls for a more informed and nuanced discussion about these topics, rather than resorting to emotional appeals or simplistic narratives.